What's up guys, it's that Panda Guy. I'm here again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Genesis War event with the recent update. The island raid in this lineup has been replaced by Genesis War, and I'm a little sad, for various reasons. I somewhat prefer Island Raid over AR, and I don't want to be talking about that too much in this video, but I just prefer it for various reasons, and I'm a little bit sad that it is gone. Like I would like if they instead of just having the Genesis War AR, I wish they maybe did Genesis War and Island Raid or AR, right? You get the choice to choose between the two, right? I don't know. I just wish they gave you like the choice and it was like, optional, and people could like register or whatever for seasons and do whatever freaking thing they wanted. Either way, let's get into this. So we're going to go through the introduction, we're going to go through the rules, we're going to go through the map info and just talk about everything here and kind of dissect this as much as possible. The rewards, you can't really see exactly what the rewards are. I mean, you can see what items they offer, but you can't see how good or bad they actually are, since the freaking you can't see like first rank, second rank, or anything, all that kind of stuff until you actually get into the map. So I guess you won't really know until then. But it does say, like, for example, right here, 5-win reward, advancement reward, no advancement reward, 0-win reward, 1-win reward, whatever the case, right? But this is kind of interesting because this is probably indicating, for example, where you go moving from zone to zone. And although we can see this semi map, right, that they're showing here, and obviously if you win in zone 5, you go into zone 4, I'm interested in how this is going to work and how easy or hard this is going to be to navigate, and how big and spacious it actually is. And from the looks of it, as you go in, obviously it's going to get smaller and tighter, and you're going to have a much more, I would assume, intense fight. Overall, I'm actually excited for this event. A lot of people are going to just poop on this event just because they are like, oh, new IGG event. And to be fair, I will say with every new event, sometimes there's almost always something that I end up hating, but I try to give the benefit of the doubt. Not to mention, I do think that something new and fresh is necessary to like just refresh some of the energy with this game. Like stuff like this is what kind of is necessary to keep everything on its toes and stuff. And there probably will be bugs and stuff in the first one, just to say that. I think a lot of people forget that bugs are just gonna happen. So be prepared to be upset with some of the stuff, but also, I don't know, I feel like this is something we should kind of enjoy. Either way, let's kind of hop into this. The once glorious Federation, blah blah blah. Okay, this is lore, I'm not reading all that. Ring progression. The devastation of the apocalypse divided the mutant empire into several tightly controlled rings. Passing through every ring is a must to reach the heart of the empire. Alliances must achieve victory within their current ring to earn the qualification to progress to the next ring. This is not only a test of strength, but also a trial of strategy and determination. I am very interested in this for multiple reasons, because depending on how many alliances they're allowing in these rings, the question is, what is the criteria for winning? What is the criteria for moving forward? How many alliances can move forward? You know what I mean? And this is kind of the stuff I'm going to be asking, and this is kind of interesting. So let's say, let's just imagine that there are 128 alliances in this outer ring, which honestly I wouldn't completely complain about. This actually seems like a really interesting thing. And if it's a big alliance war, and you have like so many alliances fighting each other, and then like they cut that in half each time, cut down 128 alliances, then you cut down 60 or so alliances, 30 or so, whatever, right? And you kind of get into that last ring where it's just a few alliances. I find that to be kind of an interesting aspect, and I think this is actually going to be kind of interesting. I'm not sure how good this will be run, I'm not sure how laggy it'll be, etc. But I am kind of looking forward, like I said, to a breath of fresh air and seeing, what to maybe surprise us with. Trial rewards. As the event comes to a close, the alliances... Sorry, I'm like gulping in the mic. I'm like, I need to catch my breath. The alliance's final weight rank will determine the rewards it receives. The brave warriors who manage to reach the heart of the empire and emerge victorious there will be bestowed with a supreme honor, the crown of glory. It is a recognition of strength and also the highest form of praise for the courage and wisdom. What I'm very interested about is, like, if you lose in phase 1, are you just are you just done with your whole event, right? Like I'd imagine because I think they mentioned, like a losers queue and stuff. And will that be the case for each one of these? And will you be able to fight it out to your extent in the bracket? Do you end up getting locked in, or how's that going to work? Because I think that obviously groups will still want to fight even if they lose. Like some teams maybe won't hit the kill points they have wanted or something like that. I just think I hope they have it in the rules. I know I'm kind of bouncing in and out a lot. It is just like questions that kind of come up in my head, and maybe it's the question that you guys were wondering, and I could just relay that same question to bounce off your brain. A series of unique battlefield maps will unveil and change as the event progression. As the event progresses, the exploration and conquest of each map are accompanied by fierce competition. Learn about the map. Please check map info. So I guess we'll check out this one last. We'll just look at the rules now. So event participation. Alliances with more than 40 active members with shelter level 20 or plus can register to take part. Alliances that have successfully registered will be ranked when registration closes, and the alliance that fulfills the requirements will be able to take part in Genesis War. This is very interesting that they worded it like this, meaning that even if you register, if you do not qualify, right? Or wait, am I just reading this wrong? Because it says fulfills the requirements, will be able to take part in Genesis War, but it mentions 2,000 alliances. So I'm a little bit confused, because does this mean that if you do not meet, like for example, if you're not within the top 2,000 alliances, will you not be allowed to register? Participate, or as long as you meet these requirements, you'll be allowed to participate? It's kind of hard to say. Since it does give a cap, or at least show a cap of 2,000 alliances, and I don't know. Shortlisting. Alliances that have successfully registered will be ranked according to their might, based on alliance might when registration closes. The top 256 participating alliances will enter the Apex Warzone, while participating alliances ranked 257 through 2,000 will enter the Fearless Warzone. Alliances that do not fulfill either of these requirements will not be able to participate in the event. So okay, so maybe I was looking into this too much. From how it, I don't know, I do assume a lot, but from how it sounds, right? The 256, obviously, it doesn't seem like they're going to be on the same map. What it seems like is, and this is pretty obvious, there's going to be a Fearless and Apex Warzone, and they did mention that Apex Warzone was going to have better rewards than the Fearless Warzone, right? So maybe there's going to be multiple brackets of the Apex Warzone that people are going to be thrown into. It's unsure how many alliances you'll actually have thrown in there. And I guess the same is going to be for the Fearless Warzone. Kind of have to see on how that's going to work and how many alliances I guess they throw in a bracket. There's no real concrete information on that yet, at least from what I've seen. But yeah, up to 2,000 alliances, they'll be thrown into the Fearless Warzone. Alliances that do not fulfill either of these requirements will not be able to participate in the event. So I guess that answers my question. If you are not within the top 2,000 alliances that end up registering for this event, you will not be qualified. So even if you meet these requirements, it doesn't matter if you aren't within the top 2,000 alliances, which I think is a bit better, since now alliances will be less likely to cut too much weight, right, and try to register like that, because they're like, oh, well, what if I miss registration, because I end up cutting too much might and now I can't participate in this event. So maybe alliances will be more reluctant to do that. I'm not really sure, or there's just gonna maybe be like a certain amount of might they're willing to cut off before they kind of stop. And I don't know, because there's a lot of players who smurf, participation eligibility. Only commanders that have a shelter level 11 or above are allowed to enter the battlefield. I hate how this is worded though, because it's like if you have 40 active members with level shelter 20 plus, only they can register, and then I guess anybody with a level 11 plus can enter. So I guess these guys are registered as well, but you have to have 40 plus shelter level 20 people. It's so confusing though, because it's just like such weird wording there. I don't know. Matchmaking overview. Warzone matching. Participating alliances will be assigned to different warzones based on their might. Only alliances in the same warzone will be matched to the same battlefield in this event. Battlefield matchmaking. Alliances in the same warzone will be matched to the battlefield based on the alliance's ring. Only alliances in the same ring have the chance to be matched to the same battlefield. multiple matching. Each time a new battlefield map opens, battlefields will be assigned again based on the rings each alliance is in, meaning that each alliance may encounter different opponents depending on the battlefield map. That's actually super interesting. So I guess you might fight, for just an example, let's say Boone and H and B are both in this 5 bracket, right? And they both advance. Well, you might only meet H and B, or you might only meet Boone in this 4th bracket. Or you might not meet either of them, and you might just meet ROK or etc. Right? It's just, I guess among those 256 alliances, and the same applies to the 257 to 2000. I guess it shuffles it up, so you're randomly getting another alliance, right? Multiple different alliances as you go through the brackets. That's actually so interesting, dude. I freaking love that. I don't know. Is that just me? That's like such an awesome little feature. I think that's kind of cool. It's like a little shuffle up, okay? Yeah, battlefield matching alliance, the same word zone. Match to a battlefield based on the alliance's ring. Okay. Alright, so we're going to battlefield map. The event will switch to different battlefield maps based on the event time. There will be a preparation period during each map switch, and players cannot enter the map or view the opponent map information during this time. So I guess you have to go in blind, right? The relevant information will be displayed after the preparation period ends. So are you just like instantly like, all right, time to enter, and then you just see your enemies and stuff? That's kind of crazy. And this also, if this is the case, that means that there's not really much cooperation or no cooperation expected among these alliances, unless maybe you're trying to push one out of being able to kind of make it to the mid. Really interesting. In the battlefield map, alliances can construct multiple alliance resource centers to ensure a stable supply of resources. By the way, I know this is kind of me hopping around, but what I'm wondering is, let's say there's 4 alliances, or let's say there's 8, etc. Is only one qualified to advance? Or is it allowing multiple alliances in like different areas of the zone? I'm assuming it's just one, so that means that only one's going to be able to advance to the next, and then it's going to shuffle you into a random bracket. But based off some of the wording, it sounds like a lot of multiple alliances maybe would advance, and then you wouldn't, you would or wouldn't be paired with them. So it's kind of hard to say how that's going to work. That is interesting, though. I know I'm like bouncing around a lot, but this is like super interesting to me, and a lot of it is kind of to just be speculated on. Okay, yeah, but repairing watchtowers. Alliances cannot construct watchtowers on the battlefield. They can only expand their territory by repairing damaged watchtowers on the map. And I actually read about this a little bit. This was the only thing I really read about, and I was like, what the heck? That's crazy. And we'll go back to that in a bit, because I think it has some stuff in the... Is it here? Yeah, in map info. We'll end up talking about that. So that is pretty cool. Central zone. Some buildings in the central zone of the battlefield will be open for capture during specific periods. Once this time has elapsed, these buildings will return to a neutral state. No, garrison squads will automatically return a commander. So, they're probably buildings that you're going to be able to earn points off of, or you're able to capture for certain periods of time. Not really sure that's going to work exactly, but they do go neutral, and I'm sure they maybe go back to being attackable after, let's say, 30 minutes, after an hour. Don't really know about that. Earning points. Capturing buildings in the central zone will grant first capture points and continued capture points. So yes, I was right. Okay, this is capture based, however long you can hold it. So, if you're able to capture it first, let's say you get 1,000 points, and then maybe whoever holds it for every 10 minutes, you get 100 points or something, and whoever maybe has the most points, I guess, moves on. Results are determined based on point rankings after the battlefield ends. Note some buildings can have their continued capture points seized. Refer to the corresponding building description for details. Players can choose to manually... Okay, yeah, this is kind of not interesting information. Okay, we're moving on to the next. Sorry, I have to catch my freaking breath. God, dude, I'm just talking. Map objective. Capture the science hub and defense station on the map to earn research points. At the end of the battlefield, the research point ranking will determine which alliances get to advance. Okay, so it says alliances, so this is multiple. This is concerning multiple alliances, so we don't really know how it's going to work exactly yet. Outer watchtower. Repair damaged outer watchtowers to expand alliance territory. So instead of building, you obviously repair watchtowers, and it says it here. To repair it, you have to defeat zombies in the watchtower to automatically start repairing repairing it. So I guess this is what it looks like before, and I guess you have to attack it, and then it goes into this, and I don't know if there's like a repair period. So would you be able to just like instantly burn through towers? I mean, how strong are they really? Are they going to kill your troops? Not really enough information there. And if you're fighting a whale alliance, are they able to just swarm towers down and just keep going, or is there like a repair period? Is it going to be like, all right, 5 minutes and this tower is going to be fully repaired? That I think that's a little bit necessary to make sure it's not like overdone. Core Watchtower. Only open during specific periods of time and can be repaired when open. When the building changes to protect its status, squads in it will automatically return to the... Oh, so I guess are these like specific watchtowers? It says Outer Watchtower and Core Watchtower. I don't understand the difference. Can someone explain that to me? I feel like I might just be a little dumb in this aspect. I guess these are specific watchtowers though, and you can't hold them forever. Maybe core is referring to things in the middle of the map, so it'll like reset you back, and then you have to recapture them and recapture maybe research labs or something. And this is to make it more competitive instead of you just, let's say, capturing everything around it and being able to just hold it for the whole duration of the match. And maybe it's going to force you to consistently recapture that and rebuild towards it, or I guess repair those watchtowers and maybe defend around that research station. Whatever the case, not enough information for me to understand completely how this works, but that is really interesting. Defense station. Only open during specific periods of times and can be captured when open. Capture and research points for your first research points for your first capture, and keep occupying the building to earn accumulated research points. Research points produced by the defense station cannot be seized. So yeah, if you earn research points, those are your research points basically. When the building changes to protected status, squads in it will automatically return. Yeah, we already know about all that. Science Hub, only open during specific periods of times and can be captured when open. Capture to earn research points for your first capture. Blah, blah, blah. It looks like it has zombies on it. Seems like you have to, obviously beat the zombies out of it. Guardian Pack, Defense Station, and Science Hub belong to the same alliance. The Science Hub will gain additional shield periodically to enhance its defensive capabilities. That is interesting. When Defense Station and Science Hub belong to different alliances, the Defense Station will deal damage to the Science Hub periodically. Attack mode. So this effect will only trigger when the Science Hub is in battle. So I guess whenever you're... So if you have to attack the Science Hub, and let's say you already have the Defense Station, that means that the Defense Station is going to be helping you attack the Science Hub, right? It's going to be doing additional damage. That is really interesting. Oh my gosh, this is actually really cool. At least to me, some people are not going to like it, but I think that this is different, and I like different. I like trying new things, and maybe I'll be upset with the new event, but we can't know until we try it. Okay. Auto incinerate. When the Science Hub closes, the Core Watchtower will begin. Okay, so that is Core Watchtower. We were talking about it earlier right here. The Core Watchtower will begin to auto-incinerate. In this state, the Watchtower's durability will continuously decrease. When the building's durability reaches 0, it will return to a neutral state and be occupied by zombies again. Auto-incinerating Watchtowers can't be extinguished. Make sure to move your shelter away from the Core Watchtower in time. So you have to be on your feet, because if you're just AFK up mid and everything resets, and I'm assuming this is at a certain period of time, so maybe every hour or something, you could get zeroed potentially, right? Is that what this is saying? Like, you could literally get zeroed if you're not paying attention, and it auto incinerates, and that is on you. I'm not even gonna blame the game, because that is a cool feature, and I think how they kind of made it is actually really interesting, and I like the whole reset feature to make sure that you can't just camp it out and build around, let's say the build around the research center and kind of camp that. That's actually so cool. Theme gameplay. There will be 2 Science Hubs in the center of the map. The following effects will trigger based on the Science Hubs captured by the Alliance. When it says center of the map, this is a little confusing, because obviously there are like zones. So are there like 2 in each zone? Like, where will those be placed? I mean, I could understand in the center of the map, but like, I don't understand how this works exactly when you're going through zones. I guess we'll have to see, but I don't know if that's like referring to that or how that's working. Science hubs guard each other. When the Alliance only captures 1 Science Hub, squads garrison in the buildings will receive damage periodically. When the Alliance is in control of both science hubs at the same time, squads garrisoned in the buildings will be protected and immune to damage. What? Oh, maybe it just means immune to damage from the other science hub. Because, you know, this is obvious. It doesn't say you have to be getting attacked for the other science hub to deal damage. So you're just going to get your squads, like, smacked over a period of time. Squads garrisoned in the buildings will be protected and are immune to damage. Like, this is a little bit confusing, though, because is it, like, immune to other players attacking it? If all squads garrisoned in the science hub are defeated by this effect, the science hub will return to a state of neutral. So yeah, if you don't have both science hubs and you know you end up dying in the science hub, then you lose that science hub and you have to capture them both. So this is actually kind of interesting though, because what I don't know how much damage it is, but what I'm assuming is like imagine big alliances are fighting, right? And what ends up happening is they're both taking damage repeatedly, right? And they have to keep refreshing squads in the science hub to make sure they don't lose it while continuously fighting the other team and trying to take their science hub. That is kind of cool. Map objective: capture the science hub and defense station on the map to earn research points. Whatever. Talked about all this. Talked about that. Okay, so tactical strike. This is the last thing we're going to talk about for this video. Theme gameplay. Alliance officers can use specific tactical orders in the battlefield map. Issuing tactical orders requires tactical points. Tactical points automatically regenerate over time until they are maximum. So this requires, I'm assuming, 3 tactical points. The cooldown is 10 minutes. Doubles garrison pact effectiveness. So I guess you basically get a stronger defense, right? Rally assault. So it costs 10 tactical points, takes you 240 minutes to refresh. Use on Alliance enemy buildings for 10 minutes, allows alliances to launch 2 rally attacks on it. Oh my gosh, that is pretty cool. Will it cancel the other rally within that period, though, is my question, right? Like, let's say you launch 2 rallies and this thing ends. Will it cancel the other rally, or will it let it run until it dies, you know? Quick rally costs 5 points. Cooldown is 30 minutes. For 10 minutes, it shortens the rally time against enemies' rally squads to 2 minutes. It says enemies' rally squads to 2 minutes. So, and it's this quick counter, so I'm assuming this is counter rallies. So it's not concerning actually rallying the base itself. It'll just be like, you know, rallying counter rallies. That's really it. Rapid reinforce costs 3 points, cooldown for 20 minutes. Use on allied buildings for 5 minutes. It allows squads from allied shelters to quickly arrive at it. This is so cool, dude. That's actually so cool to me. I don't know. I mean, they could flop this event, but honestly, so far, it is actually looking really interesting. That is all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the rules. I wanted to just go through it, and it was actually my first time looking through it, and I'm kind of excited. I'm more excited now than ever before. But you guys let me know what you guys think. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it, and I want to know how you guys feel about this, okay? But I do appreciate you guys for watching as always. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And that is about it. Peace out.